Welcome to Chemistry Online Classes. Today I am going to discuss reactions of alkenes. Alkene undergoes addition reactions. Addition reactions. Let's take simplest alkene, ethene. In ethene, sigma bond and there is a pi bond. And we know that the sigma bond, which is formed by hybridized orbital overlapping, and pi bond, which is formed by atomic orbital overlapping, that is sideway overlapping. When we look at the strength of the bond, sigma bond is stronger bond than pi bond. So whenever the situation comes, the weaker bond undergoes cleavage and which will form which will make another bonds. So in the addition reaction, the weaker pi bond undergo cleavage. As a result of pi bond cleavage, which forms a two sigma bonds. When we go with the thermodynamics parameter, pi bond is weaker and which is forming a two sigma bonds. Sigma bonds is always having when it is forming a sigma bond, the more energy released, due to that it will go into the lower energy, that is the more stable. It is a thermodynamics favorable reaction, addition reactions. So here what happens, whenever we are adding any reagent, we go with the polar reagent. Polar reagent, when we are adding, alkenes are electron rich systems because of this pi electron which is available. Whenever we are taking a polar reagent, the electrophilic part of the polar reagent will initiate the reaction, because the alkene is having electron species which is transferred to electron deficient system. Electron deficient species is nothing but electrophile. Hence, these reactions we call it as electrophilic addition reactions. Electrophilic addition reactions. Electrophilic addition reactions, because the electrophile is initiating such that the pi electrons are shifted, it will form a sigma bond. And when you are taking polar reagent, there is a electrophile will be there and nucleophile will be there. These electrophile and nucleophile will come and added to the or attack to the across the pi bond, and it will give you addition product. Let's take a simple, if I take a addition of bromine, the first reaction I am taking, addition of halogens I will write. If I take ethene, I added a bromine or chlorine, CCl4 as a solvent. What happens? The bromine will attack across the double bond, which gives a addition product, Br and Br, dihalo compounds, which is forms. And these dihalo compounds we call it as vicinal dihaloalkanes. Halogens are adjacent, present on adjacent carbon. We call it as, it is vicinal dihaloalkane. When we want to write a name, 1,2 dibromoethane. This is the simplest reaction. When we are adding a halogens to the alkene, it will form always dihalo compound, and this should be there in the vicinal position, means next carbon. the adjacent carbon they are attacking will takes place. Let's take some interesting reaction, that is addition of hydrogen halide. Addition of hydrogen halides. Sometimes here there is a one theoretical rule coming to the picture when we are adding a hydrogen halide to alkene, that is Markovnikov's rules. I am taking a alkene, just I am representing in this fashion. If I add a hydrogen halide HX, what happens? It is a polar reagent. H is having positive charge and X is having negative charge. So positive charge will initiate the reaction which forms a electrophilic addition product, and whatever the polar reagent is there, which will added across the double bond. Is it clear? And this we call it as haloalkanes. The product is haloalkanes when we take an alkene. For example, I am taking a ethene. If we added a HCl, hydrogen chloride, what product we get? H plus Cl minus. This pi bond is shifted here and chlorine is attacking here. Cl and CH2H. The polar reagent is added across the double bond. So what we get? It is a chloroethane. Is it clear? And here it is a symmetrical. That means when we are adding other fashion, CH2, I have written in this fashion. Let's take a reverse scenario. I will add hydrogen at this carbon and chlorine at this carbon, and what product we get? Same product we get, hydrogen CH2Cl. This is also chloroethane. There is no difference. So whenever we are adding a symmetrical alkenes, that hydrogen halides to symmetrical alkenes, we get the same product. For here there is no regioselectivity coming into the picture. But whenever the regioselectivity is coming into the picture, we have to go with a one theoretical rule, that is called as Markovnikov's rules, which will explain which is major product, which is minor product in alkene addition reaction with hydrogen halide. Let's take one example. Here I am taking a propene. Let's take a hydrogen halide HCl. What product it can form? The first probability is H plus go 1, 2, 3. Now H plus can attack at first carbon such that Cl minus can attack at second carbon. As a result, we get CH3 and here chloro, that is 2-chloropropane. Plus Other possibility we take, if H plus will go and attack at second carbon and Cl minus will come and attack at first carbon. As a result, we get one more product. Here hydrogen is attacked and here it is chlorine is attacked. So here which compound we got? 1-chloropropane. These are the two possible products. Now my question is, which is major, which is minor? By taking a Markovnikov's rule, we can take which is a major, which is minor. Otherwise, if you go with the mechanism also, we can explain which is major and which is minor. What I will do, first I will go with the mechanism, later I will come to the theoretical. Now you understood these are the two possible products. Let's take a mechanism aspect of this reaction. CH2. I have a two possible product. The first one is, this is first and this is second product. I will do 1, 2, 3. So what I am doing, first case I am adding H plus at C1 carbon. At C1 carbon. C1 is, this is the carbon. As a result, I get one intermediate carbocation because pi electrons are shifted to H plus and which forms a carbocation here and it is CH3, and there chlorine will attack and which forms a product. Here I am writing the product. Which product is formed? 2-chloropropane. And second case, I take H plus at C2 carbon. If I add H plus at C2 carbon and I get a carbocation at first carbon, such that I am writing CH3 CH and here I am writing hydrogen, I get a carbocation here plus, and when we are adding Cl minus, the polar reagent, next one, we get a 1-chloropropane. This is the mechanism how the formation of products are there in that here. And here you have to see intermediate formation. Based on that, we can tell that which is major, which is minor. If I add a H plus at C1 carbon, which carbocation is formed? Which is formed as secondary carbocation. If I added H plus at C2, which carbocation is formed? Here it is a primary carbocation is formed. Now among the primary carbocations and secondary carbocation, which is more stable? Obviously secondary carbocation is more stable due to plus I effect. Here two plus I groups are there which is stabilizing the electron deficient carbon. Hence the stability will be more at the second carbon, secondary carbocation. The formation of product via secondary carbocation formation will be major. And here it is a primary carbocation. Compared with the secondary carbocation, it will be formation will be less because it is a less stable compared with the secondary, and the second product which is coming as a minor. This is the explanation by taking a intermediates, that is carbocation stability. So whenever there is a possibilities, or if you are taking a addition reaction, always it will go via stability of carbocation. If the stability of stable carbocation is forming, that's why the product formation will be major, and other case it will come as a minor. Now we have understand that in the secondary carbocation formation is taking place when we are adding H plus at first carbon, and which is giving major product, and second one which is giving minor product. So based on this concept, they have developed a one theoretical rule. By theoretical rule means by looking at the structure you can write the product by taking a theoretical, and that rule is called Markovnikov rule. And what it says is addition of polar reagent like HX or HCl, HBr, if you take any hydrogen halide, to unsymmetrical alkenes. This is an unsymmetrical alkene. Symmetrical alkane should be CH2, because if you are taking a one plane here, both side it will be mirror images to each other. That is the way symmetrical. If you take a butene, CH, CH and CH3, here also this double bond is symmetrical double bond. 2 butene is symmetrical, but if you take a one butene, here it is unsymmetrical, because you have this side is ethyl addition and only hydrogen addition. But here with respect to this double bond, both side methyl, here both side hydrogen. So these two are symmetrical. So symmetrical case we cannot apply Markovnikov rule, because we will get a same product. But when we are going into unsymmetrical, always the addition will be there in the different fashion. We have to go with the stability of carbocation. As a result, we will get a two products. So we will apply Markovnikov rule for unsymmetrical alkenes, not a symmetrical alkene. And this is the difference between symmetrical and unsymmetrical. Here I am taking a unsymmetrical alkene. Whenever we are adding a polar reagent to unsymmetrical alkenes, which follows a Markovnikov rule, it is a theoretical rule. What this rule states that the negative part of the addendum, a negative part of the addendum means negative part of the reagent, negative part of the polar reagent I am writing here. So if you are taking HCl as a reagent, which is the negative part, H plus and Cl minus, this is the negative part of the reagent. So it states that the negative part of the reagent or negative part of the addendum is added to that carbon of double bond, which has minimum number of hydrogens, that will give you major product. Negative part of the reagent is added to a double bond which is having lesser number of hydrogen. If you see 1, 2, 3, so which is having a lesser number of hydrogens? Second carbon is having only one hydrogen and first carbon is having two hydrogens. So definitely the negative part of the reagent will go and attack to the lesser number of hydrogen containing carbon, will give you major product. So if I add a negative part to the second carbon, then first carbon hydrogen will attack. This will come as a major and nothing but it is 2-chloropropane. And if you see mechanism aspects also, it is coming as the same, because we are going with respect to the carbocation stability. In the theoretical, if you take Markovnikov rule, always we have to take a statement that negative part of the reagent is added to the double bond which is having less number of hydrogen, which will come as a major product, and other one will come as a minor product. This is a minor product. This is about the Markovnikov's rule. So whenever unsymmetrical alkenes are coming into the picture, this is the statement you have to follow to write a product. If they are asking about the explanation, you can go with the mechanism of the stability of carbocation, you can explain. In this case, 2-chloropropane case, which is forming a secondary carbocation, that will be more stable. As a consequence of that, we get a major product. Is it clear? Let's take some practice problem with respect to this concept. If I take a 1-butene, I am taking 1-butene I have added HBr. What products it will form, and you clearly mention which is major, which is minor. Is it clear? So now we are taking a Marconi Cup product. That means the negative part of the reagent is added to the carbon which is having less number of hydrogen. If I need a reverse product as a major, same reaction if I want to perform, but I need a 1-chloropropane, it has to come major product. What I have to do? Then I have to go for anti-Marconi Cup rule, and which is condition is suitable for anti-Marconi Cup rule and what mechanism it will follow, that we will learn in the next class. Thank you.